There's a famous story about a university professor who walked into class carrying a large glass jar. He placed it on a table and he filled it with big rocks until, the jar couldn't hold another rock. Then he asked the students, is the jar full? And they all said, yes, 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 yes. Then he poured a bucket of small pebbles into it. And the pebbles rolled into the spaces between the rocks. And he asked again, is it full? They said, yes, 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 yes. And then he poured sand into it. And the sand filled, every tiny gap that was left in the jar. And he asked again, is it full? Yes, 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 yes. And then he still poured water into the jar until he couldn't hold another drop of water. Then he gave them a lesson they would never forget. If you don't put the big rocks in first, you will never fit them in later. I think that's exactly what's happening to our evenings after work. The big rocks are your health, your family, your faith, your relationship, reading, learning, exercising, creativity, and those quiet moments that make you feel alive. The pebbles are the chores, the errands, the things that needs to get done. The sand is everything else. The endless scrolling, the random videos, checking social media every few minutes, or turning on the TV and simply, just catching up on that series. And we do all that because, again, we cannot decide what we really want to do next. In this video, I don't want to tell you how to have the perfect evening. I know some of us finish work at 5 p.m. while others don't finish until 8 to 9. Some of us work night shifts. Some of us have children to look after. Some of us are working every extra shift we can because that's what this season of life demands. So when I say after work, I'm talking about whatever part of the day still belongs to you. It may be 3 hours, it may be 1 hour, it may be 20 minutes. The goal is not to have more free time. The goal is to stop losing the time you already have. And I'm going to walk you through how you should make the most of it. The first one is what I call the reset moment. One of the biggest mistakes we make is carrying work into the rest of our day. And I know this, I recognize it. Our body leaves work, but our mind is still there. We replay every conversation. We worry about tomorrow's deadlines. We mentally write, tomorrow's to-do lists before the day has ended. Without realizing it, work just continues to occupy our attention long after we've clocked out of work. And this is why we need that reset moment. It doesn't have to be a long time. It's a moment. It doesn't even have to be, an hour or two. It's just a moment. Something that tells your brain that work is over. This time now is mine. It could be anything. It could be changing into comfortable clothes. It could be praying. It could be taking a shower. It could be sitting in your car for a minute or two before walking into the house. Whatever it is not important. What matters is that you're creating a clear boundary between the hours spent earning a living and the hours you spent living your life. The second point is what I call the big rocks. You remember that story of the glass jar? The lesson wasn't about time management. It was about priorities. If you only have 1 hour tonight, don't start with the sand. Start by asking yourself, what's my big rock today? This could be reading 10 pages of a book. This could be spending 20 minutes uninterrupted with your children. It could be exercising. It could be calling your parents. It could be having, a proper conversation with your spouse without either of you looking at your phone. Just make sure you put the big rocks in first. And if there is time left for television or social media afterwards, that's fine. And if there isn't, you've already spent your evening on what matters the most. The third one is the 1% evening. James Clear in Atomic Habits, that's a good book, you should read it, says that every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. I love that quote because it reminds us that our future isn't shaped or defined by just one big decision. It is shaped by the small decisions we repeat every single day. And that's why you don't need your evening to be perfect. You just need for it to be intentional. Whatever it is, maybe it's a short workout, maybe it is learning something new, maybe it is writing, few thoughts in your journal. It is important that something happens and it is intentional. And all these things won't change your life overnight, but repeated consistently, they quietly shape the person you will become. And the future version of you is being built on these ordinary things that nobody sees. The next point is the phone tax. You see, the average person spends hours every day on their smartphone. And that's not just time, it's life. And this is why I told my sons recently that they should check their screen time, screenshot it and send it to me. I want to be sure they are not wasting life just scrolling through the phone, minding other people's businesses without minding theirs. Yeah, we think that we are only checking, oh, one message, oh, just one short video. But before we know it, an hour has passed, 2, 3 has disappeared. You see, the truth is, we may not be able to avoid being on our phones completely. So your phone doesn't have to disappear from your life. It just needs boundary. And one simple habit is to avoid picking up your phone the moment work ends. Instead, spend the first 30 minutes doing one of your big rocks. Cook, pray, play with children, whatever it is. Do it, but not your phone. You'll be surprised how different your evenings feel when you choose your priorities before your distractions. And then the next one is the gratitude window. A Roman emperor once said, when you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive. I think that's equally true at the end of the day. Before you go to sleep, ask yourself 3 simple questions. What made me smile today? What did I learn today? What made my life a little better today? And this will take less than 2 minutes. You could write it in a book, you could type it on your phone, whatever. It just slowly changes what your mind holds on to. Instead of ending the day focusing on what went wrong, you begin to notice what went right. And over time, you stop measuring your days by how busy they were and start measuring them by how meaningful they felt. I love the idea of journaling. You see, the life we are waiting for is not hidden in that next big thing. It is hidden in the hours that already belong to us. Tomorrow after work, for example, your jar will be empty again. The question is, what will you put in first? Will it be the big rocks or will it be sand? I'll see you in the next video on the screen where I talked about 5 things you should not tell anyone.